everybody, what's going on? Jason Otakus here. I wanted to try something a little bit different today, so I hope you guys like this video and what I have to say. Now, before I get started, I want to clarify one thing. There is going to be no Rin hate in this video. Okay, I love Rin so much. I think she's adorable and I love her interactions with Sesshomaru, and I'm not having any hate in this video. This is just my personal theory that if she is not the mother of the twins. Okay, I just want to clarify that there is going to be no Rin hate. This is just my theory on the mother of the twins and why Rin is possibly not the mother, in my opinion. Now, if you have seen my previous video where I'm basically reacting to the news of the new anime for the Inuyasha series, and I was basically discussing in that video who I thought the mother was, you would probably know that I did not want Rin to be the mother, mostly because I just prefer her relationship already as it is with Sesshomaru. I think they have an adorable relationship, and I've always seen it as a father-daughter relationship. So I couldn't really understand the romantic relationship between them because I never saw it, and I've seen a lot of fan art and that it's a really appreciated ship, and I'm not hating on it. I really do think it's cute. I love the interactions between them, and I would remember sitting down and watching the series, and I would just be like, oh my gosh, Rin is adorable when she calls out Sesshomaru's name. I would just fangirl about them, but I just don't like them in a romantic sense. But if the video ever came out that it turns out Rin was the mother, I wouldn't be disappointed. I would just be like, oh well, I guess I'll learn to love it, or like I would just go along with it. I just don't see them in that light. I just prefer the father-daughter relationship because that's how I've always seen it. And I don't know, maybe it'll change. Maybe we'll see different interactions in the new series. We'll just have to see what happens. Even if it was a year or two later, she would be old enough to birth a child, but I don't think that anything would happen between her and Sesshomaru by then. Like, I don't know. I think it would have to be a pretty big year gap for when the kids are being born, because Kagome is 18 by the end of the show, so I would think that she would have the kids at least a year or two later. Like, she would have Moroha a year or two later. But I don't know. We don't know a lot of things because Kagome lives in the modern times, so she's used to the idea of having kids at an older age, but yet in the feudal era, it's more common to have kids in your younger age, like in your late teens or early 20s. So it can always play out like that. We're just going to have to wait and see about this, but we have seen Sango and Miroku's only son. He is in the series. We've seen him in the trailer, and he doesn't look that much older. I mean, they haven't released the ages yet, but he looks no older than probably 16, 18, I'm not sure. But again, they haven't said the series, and by the end of the series, he's born when Kagome was 18 years old. So, and again, the girls are going to be 14 years old, so I don't think it'll be that big of an age gap between them. So now I personally think that it would be more interesting for the story if Sesshomaru had a new love interest. I know the new series is going to focus on the daughters, of course, but we all want to know what happened to the adults, because in the series we know that Moroha was not raised by Inuyasha and Kagome. Something happened to them, and Towa, the oldest twin of Sesshomaru, was stuck in the modern era by the time she was 4, and she stayed there for 10 years. And Setsuna grew up to be a demon slayer, and she has amnesia. So that's what we know so far about the series, but I personally would love to see more of the backstory of Sesshomaru, like a love interest. Why? I think it would bring the story more suspense and mystery, because if we just go into the series and then it's basically confirmed by the end of it or the middle that Rin was the mother all along, I would be like, okay, like we knew this, it's not really as exciting. But I think if we brought in a more definite a story to it, like a new character, a new love for Sesshomaru. And I would love to see just how Sesshomaru would fall in love, because he's that stoic character. And I really like to see when stoic characters let down their guard for a new person. So I think that'd be really interesting. Also, I think it is very possible for Sesshomaru to fall in love with another human outside of the main gang. Mostly because by the end of the series, Sesshomaru has opened up. I don't want to say all to humans, but he's at least opened up to Rin, which is why a lot of people think she's the mother. But I really do think that it is possible for him to find another human to fall in love with. I mean, we do know that Sesshomaru travels a lot. He left Rin in the village, so I really think it is possible that he had met somebody and slowly fell in love with that person. I mean, to think about it, Sesshomaru really mirrors his relationship with his father, who fell in love with a human as well. The one thing that mainly throws me off about these characters is, like, when people say that they believe Rin is the mother, the one thing that throws me off is that I really don't see Rin in Setsuna or Towa. Like, a lot of people say that they kind of see the eye shapes in Rin for the daughters, but I don't really see it. To me, they're just too much like Sesshomaru and Inuyasha. I mean, Setsuna, she has the Sesshomaru's personality and his scowl. And Towa, she acts like Inuyasha as far as we've seen in the trailer. That's what we've seen so far. And because it says that Towa, she gets into a lot of fights and she just kind of does whatever she wants. And Setsuna, she's just very stoic like her father. So I really don't see Rin like, I mean, it's nurture over nature, but still, I would think that they would resemble her a little bit. And all we really can see that they didn't get from Sesshomaru would be Setsuna's hair color, but everybody in the feudal era basically has that hair color, like every human. I mean, that's all we really know so far about the mother of the twins, is that they probably have Setsuna's hair color and that she's human. That's all we really know. Unlike Miroha, who has a distinct look, like, you can obviously tell that she's Kagome and Inuyasha's daughter. You can see both of their characteristics, but it's just harder for the twins. But maybe the creator is trying to throw us for a loop. I mean, it's very possible that that the mother is not even human. Maybe she's another Hanu. We never really know. Maybe they're trying to trick us and say, oh, it was obvious that it had to be a human, but maybe Sesshomaru had a child with another Hanu. It's very possible, because when I first saw the trailer, I thought it was very strange that they looked so human. I mean, it was hard to tell that they were even half demon at all. And we've seen other half demons, like in the fourth movie of Inuyasha, we saw some other half demons, and they had the distinctive hair colors. They had horns or something that just kind of stood them out. And I know the twins have the red hair color, and still, we've kind of figured that they would at least have the little Hano ears. That was the big thing. Like, I know everybody kind of blew up over that. Like, why don't they have the Hano ears? So it could be just the trait of it, but you would at least expect that. And maybe the mother of the twins is not even human. Maybe it's a god. I'm just kind of throwing things out here because we never really know. There's still a lot to the universe we really don't know about. So it would be really interesting just to see what the creator could put out there, because we're all really, the biggest thing is just who is the mother. That's what we want to know. And if it did turn out that the mother was another Hanu, then that would explain why they didn't have the puppy ears, the dog ears, like Inuyasha does, because there's more demon in them. And I think it would also be a reflection for Miroha, because she's only a quarter demon. So if the twins were only a quarter human, I think that would be a cute little reflection between the two of them. But now we also know that there's not really a big time gap between the two series. At least not as big as we think. It's not been like 50 years or so, but we can tell because in the official poster that they posted for the new series, we can see Kaede in the background, and I know a lot of people were like, how is she still alive? She's really old by now. But it has been confirmed that by the end of the series, Kaede is in her 60s. So they say that because it's in the feudal era, it is not common to live as long. So they say the average is about 50 years old, but it is possible to live longer. So I think it is very possible for Kaede to still be around if, say, 20 years had passed. So she can be in her 80s by then. I still think that's very possible that would be around the same age gap. We never. Now this is just my theory, but what do you guys think? Do you think that Rin is truly 100% the mother of the twins, or do you think somebody else can be the mother of Sesshomaru's twins? Please leave comments down below so I can see what you guys think. Please like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys again soon. Okay, bye.